What's going on, guys? My name is Silent Core and this is week 98 in my weekly countdown series. So I just got this game recently, GTA San Andreas, and I've been playing through it again, and I thought it would be fun to do 10 things that I think GTA San Andreas did better than GTA 5. Now obviously, taking a look at the graphics, you can tell this is an old game. This came out in 2004, 2 generations of console ago, so we're not going to be talking about graphics today, only gameplay elements. If you guys do enjoy these videos, please take a few seconds to leave it a like and also subscribe, and let's get right into this. Alright, so first up, let's compare the map size of GTA 5 versus GTA San Andreas, and this scale comparison was put together by List Square, and he actually scales all of the GTA maps in the GTA series together, and as you can see, the GTA San Andreas map was nearly 30 kilometers, which is substantially bigger than GTA 4, which actually came out after GTA San Andreas. And just looking back at the San Andreas map today, you can actually just really appreciate how massive this map was for its time. And even comparing the map size against GTA 5, it still is, a very good map size. I think the map layout is also worth mentioning too. In San Andreas, we actually had 3 major cities, which made it feel a lot bigger, and we had the countryside between each of these kind of islands and cities, populated with lots of small towns, and each city in San Andreas had its kind of own unique feel with it. We had LA with the hoods and the gangs, we had Las Venturas, which was based in Las Vegas, with the big fancy lights, the casinos, and then we had San Fierro, which was obviously based on San Francisco with all the crazy roads and the trams. And comparing this to GTA 5, we actually only have one major city, which is Los Santos, based on Los Angeles, and then basically kind of 2 small country towns in this. So it feels like the GTA San Andreas map was actually a lot more diverse. Next up at the number 9 spot are weapon skills. Now, one of my favourite progressions in GTA San Andreas was that each weapon had individual skill progress. So by using a specific weapon, you would get better at using it, and it would actually make that weapon much more effective. So each weapon in San Andreas had 3 different levels of skills. It started off as poor, and then once you started using it a bit, it would progress to gangster level, which would increase your accuracy and aiming options. And then if you managed to use that weapon for long enough to max it out, you'd reach hitman level, which would increase your accuracy, your strafe speed, and also even your lock-on range, which would further improve the weapon for you. Another advantage of getting your weapons to hitman level was to be able to dual wield some of the weapons. So once you got it to that level, you could dual wield Uzis, some of the pistols, and I think even the sawn-off shotgun you could dual wield, which was pretty awesome. Next up at the number 8 spot are character skills, and it wasn't actually just your weapons that had skills. Your character in GTA San Andreas actually had kind of RPG elements to the way you train up your character, so the more you played it, the better you would get at certain aspects. For example, there were basic skills such as stamina, respect, even driving or flying or biking, cycling. All of these things had progression for the amount of time that you spent doing it would actually make you better at it. And you also had a few different fun ones such as the gambling skill or even sex appeal by buying better clothes. And as you play through the game, it actually makes you want to be more diverse with the way you play it, because obviously if you want to level up your bike stat, you're going to have to use bikes going around, and as you level up your bike stat, you're going to be less likely to fall off it if you crash. So there's all sorts of different advantages to playing it in different ways, and I felt that it would really just kind of help you on this long-term journey to improve all aspects of your character in GTA San Andreas compared to GTA 5. At the number 7 spot are building interiors. So in San Andreas, we actually had a whole bunch of accessible interiors, everything from fast food joints, nightclubs, bars, casinos, gyms, police stations, convenience stores, and even your own businesses and properties that you could choose to buy and own. And comparing this to GTA 5, a lot of the buildings don't actually have interiors. We can only see the exterior of it, and we can't go inside it. And now granted, the graphics are a lot more detailed in GTA 5, so the map's obviously a lot bigger and it would take up a lot more memory and storage to be able to load all these interiors, but it still would be cool to see inside more buildings in GTA 5. At the number 6 spot are body modifications. In San Andreas, the way you actually played your character represented how he would look physically. For example, if you wanted to look buff, you could hit the gym and start pumping iron regularly and get a big ripped body. However, if you wanted to, get super fat, you could go to a fast food chain and eat lots of fast food, and your character would actually physically change. Your character would become fat. or even you could stop eating it all and become super skinny. And this actually affected how some people would treat you in the game. For example, there's some girlfriends in the game that would only be interested in you if you were fat. Those cheeky girls. Moving on to the number 5 spot are side missions. So in GTA 5, the side missions we have are things like tennis, we had golf, yoga, triathlons, but it really seemed like San Andreas offered us a much greater range of side missions. You know, we had pool, boxing, weightlifting, drug shipments, even burgling houses, and driving school, flight school, boat school. We got to import vehicles, lowrider challenges, couriers. You know, there's a huge list of achievements of different things you could do. Even, you know, construction dump truck work. You know, there's just so many things and different activities that we could do. And I actually felt like a lot of these activities were left out of GTA 5 to be brought in later as DLC into GT Online to help them sell more shark cards, instead of actually being offered like actual content as it was in GTA San Andreas. Next up are main story missions. So San Andreas had over 100 different story missions you could play, and if you guys haven't played through it, San Andreas actually takes a long time to complete. I played through this again recently and it took quite a while. GTA 5 in comparison only has 69 main story missions, and I can't help but feel like they kind of shortened the amount of missions due to the increased development time it had, just because they had 3 different playable characters compared to just one character in San Andreas. You know, obviously when you're coding the game on each mission, you'll have to make it playable in 3 different ways basically. And it just made GTA 5 feel like quite a short game. In fact, I was able to complete it to 100% completion in just a couple of weeks, whereas San Andreas, I swear that took me much longer to complete everything. At the number 3 spot is gambling. So in GTA 5, the only thing we can really gamble on are races in GT Online. But in San Andreas, we could go into actual casinos, we could play the pokies, we could do the spinning wheel, there was roulette, there was blackjack. I actually spent quite a while in the casinos just gambling for money, and also trying to raise my gambling skill by doing that. Now, there may be some legal implications with including gambling into GTA 5. You know, obviously we had shark cards involved, which were able to be purchased by real life money, so maybe they didn't want, you know, kids getting involved with gambling in the game. Maybe that would have some, you know, potentially some legal complications. Next up are airports. So in San Andreas, once you've unlocked all 3 cities, you can actually fast travel to the other airports as a passenger. So you would just go up to the airport, you would book a ticket as a passenger, and then you could choose your destination of where you're going to fly to. And it was a super quick way of getting city to city without actually having to drive there. A lot of people don't actually know this, but if you take your passenger flight and don't fast travel straight away, if you just watch the plane take off and get into the sky, you can actually choose to jump out at any time in midair. So it was really cool to see that airports in this game have some sort of commercial use, and it was a really cool way to get around the big cities. And that leaves us with the number 1 spot, and it has to go to the protagonist, CJ. Now, CJ was a really unique character in San Andreas. You know, he started off as this weak, skinny guy from the hood, and you literally had to work to improve yourself in all sorts of aspects of gameplay. And it's kind of in a way similar to Franklin's story in GTA 5, but obviously that one was watered down a lot with the other 2 main characters that you play in that game. But something about CJ's journey in San Andreas felt really authentic. You know, I loved starting out with nothing in a really poor neighborhood, and you'd have to build your gang, work to increase your territory, your reputation, and it really just started to feel like you would own more and more of this city. So that was my top 10 things that I think GTA San Andreas did better than GTA 5. If you guys have played GTA San Andreas, let me know in the comments what you guys think that game did better, or even if you disagree with me and think GTA 5 is better, do let me know down in the comments. If you guys haven't already, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on the next countdown. I do one of these every single week, and leave a like on the video. It only takes a second and really helps out my channel. Have yourselves a great day, and I'll catch you in the next one. Sick, I'm in Los Santos, dodging missiles, dodging bullets, coming at me now, tell me to pull it. I'm a G, DOA, silent core in GTA.